Hello, Red Mountain. We are here today on the lovely day, November 1st, 2022. We are watching Red Mountains Esports. I'm here with my lovely co-caster, Gandhi.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just going to go straight into it. We see a Yone ban right off the bat. We do know that the enemy does play a lot of Yone, um, but we're just going to have to see what they're going to go with.
So we are going to see a essentially double Yasuo ban. I mean, Yasuo, Yone, just close enough. But Yone is a pretty often played character by our Red Mountain mid laner Young Boy. We are going to see an Echo ban. Super is very heavily invested into that Echo, has played a very good number of games, has climbed pretty decently with that Echo. We're also going to see a Twitch ban. Twitch is quite strong this patch as well. Nyla, that EXP share as well as that amplified healing is quite the nuisance there, and we're going to be looking at our first set of picks.
You know, I'm really surprised they didn't go and try and outban Red Mountain's jungler, because, I mean, we saw it last week where they use all three of their first bans to just ban them out straight. We're going to see a Pantheon.
So we're going to see that first pick Pantheon here.
I wonder if they're going to go like TF mid, have a whole global team.
Very possible. Pantheon is a very flexible pick. Can be flexed to top, jungle, mid, even support. Who knows where that pick might go there. We're going to be seeing that Dr. Mundo on 1 for that red side. And we're going to see that top side picked on 1 and 2 there for that red team. Dr. Mundo and Viego, that's going to be a very AD-centric, pretty tanky top side.
That's actually quite an interesting pick, because we do know that Super One has been playing quite a lot of Viego. He is pretty good and versatile on him, and they banned his champ and then picked his second best champ.
And it looks like we are going to be having that Amumu. Amumu isn't a very familiar champion to Super, at least in solo queue. But with those bandage tosses and that ultimate, it's going to be very important in these team fights. Very big chain CC as well. And we are going to be seeing that signature Katarina pick on Young Boy. He wasn't able to play it last week, was banned. And he will be able to pick up his signature champion there. And it looks like we're going to match that with a Swain. Could also flex to support. We're going to see a Kaisa ban. Very, very powerful scaling. 80 carry there.
It's quite interesting that they used 2 of their bans to just outright ban the ADC.
It's very true. It does look like this red team is drafting quite the tanky composition here. They are going to ban the Vayne out.
We see 2 ADC bans on both teams.
Very interesting there. And we're going to see a Vel'Koz ban as well. Just as a little bit of context, the way these matches are set up, both teams will enter a queue around the 4 o'clock hour, and they will be randomly selected opponents, so time for scouting out isn't particularly long. We're going to see an Ezreal pick on 4 for that red side. A very, very powerful scaling composition for that red team, especially with that Ezreal and that Dr. Mundo getting very tanky and doing lots of damage respectively.
Both ADCs right now are in their third pick. They don't have any of their first pick at this moment. We're going to see a Xerath, and
so that's going to be Karma on 5. Both teams are very team fight centric. However, Red Mountain's composition is going to be very powerful, looking for picks off those side lanes, especially with that Pantheon ultimate and that stun, with all of that long range poke. Both teams are going to be looking to scale to that mid game. The Pantheon less so, but he will be trying to make plays there. It does look like it's going to be a Pantheon top into that Dr. Mundo, going to be a difficult matchup for Mundo in that top lane, but if he's able to scale, he will be very tanky and very powerful in team fights. We have a melee versus ranged matchup in the mid lane. Katarina is going to be not going to be online until she hits that level 6 and some of those very important item power spikes like a Proto Belt or those on-hit items. And both AD carries are going to be looking to scale.
Yeah, if we look at Red Mountain's team comp, though, they have a lot more engaged for team fights than the enemy team does. I mean, they don't really have that much engaged. They can't really engage. I guess they can get a Swain pull or maybe even a Viego stun, but Red Mountain has they can get the ball rolling, especially with like a Mumu Q or even Pantheon stun. They have a much better team fight where they can even just dive a carry or even just wipe the whole team, Sever or even Katarina with like.
Yeah, especially with those bandage tosses, those 2 charges that, of course, he gained about what it was last season.
Yeah.
Last season, but on the bright side for this red team, they are going to be very powerful if they can sustain themselves through fights. That Dr. Mundo ulti, that Viego passive, those possessions, the Swain, the Demonic Ascension, going to be doing so much healing, and that Karma's going to be able to have that full team shield going to, as well as speeding up her allies.
It looks like both teams are probably going to be playing more towards their bot side. That's probably why they banned the ADCs first, is because they didn't want either one of their bot sides to get really, really fed. Because if we look at, like, Pantheon's not going to carry, neither is Mundo. Maybe Swain or Cat can, but if you really look at both of them, it's probably going to be the bot lanes that are going to be the deciding factor here and who are really going to carry the other one to victory.
Red Mountain is going to have, by my estimations, they are going to have to look for picks before important objectives, as especially in that mid game, team fights are going to be very difficult, especially trying to burst down that front line. They do have the tools, as Will mentioned, to dive that backline and that important backline carry and that sustain from that Karma. But we'll just have to see how it goes.
And even if they try and dive Red Mountain's carry, let's say Siver's fed, Siver has a spell shield. She can just block Viego stun or even Swain pull. It's not that big of an issue for her. So I think when it comes down to a team fight, Red Mountain's going to be a lot better. They're going to be the ones engaging. They're probably also going to be the ones doing the most damage. And if they let Red Mountain scale, they're going to do a lot more damage, especially with that Xerath and Siver, who are known as late game scalers. You know, Xerath, who hits like 2 abilities, does like half your health late game. So that's pretty much what we're going to be waiting for. Or who knows? Red Mountain might just end it early as they did last week. You know, they had 2 games sub 20 minutes, I think it was, because they were just able to get the ball rolling, especially with those gank heavy junglers like Zac. You know, Moon was a gank heavy jungler too, so if he can get his laners ahead pretty quickly, then he might be able to just end the game before the enemy team even scales up. Alright, looks like we're about to just head right into the game. Our spectator lane is done now. You know, I can't wait to see what happens. I really think bot lane is going to be the deciding factor between everybody. Overall, going to be an interesting game to see. There we go. All right. It's kind of interesting that only one person on their team actually has a skin.
A skin difference maybe for this game.
Yeah. I mean, both our bot laners have skins, so, you know, they're probably going to win. This is how it works. We are having some technical difficulties. We're going to have to take a break really quick to fix them. We are back into the game. Sorry for the technical delays, but we are going to see Red Mountain go straight out the gate, trying to go get a 5-point here to make sure they can't get invaded. The enemy team kind of a little bit scattered at the moment. Nothing too important happening yet. I love all the GG well plays in the chat. You know, like good luck, have fun. You know, so it's sportsmanlike by both teams. You don't really see that in your solo queue games.
Early game is going to be a big focus this game, especially in that top lane and mid lane. But for opposite sides, of course, Pantheon's going to be able to look for early pushes and early roams against Mundo. Just has more wave clear and a bit more damage early. And Swain, as a range character into melee, is going to naturally be able to outpush Katarina in those early levels, especially with those items and all of those AoE spells.
You know, it looks like Pantheon's going to be trying to pull some cheese off in the bush, possibly up top lane. Yeah, he may be trying to break that Mundo shield early, or maybe just trying to get a little bit of damage with this Q. We don't know exactly. Yep, he just wanted to get a little bit of damage with his Q. Chunks him a little bit. Now he has a little bit more prio in the lane. We're going to see both junglers start blue side, which I did not anticipate because, you know, we thought they were going to play more towards bot side because they really don't have carries top side. But maybe they just wanted a better leash overall. We are going to just see some trading in the mid lane. Katarina backing up to make sure she doesn't get autoed because she does not want to take those early trades else she won't have any pressure to kill level 3.
Both are going to hit level 2 at around the same time. That advantage at level 2 is going to go to Swain, though, especially once he has that root. Able to proc Electrocute for that extra damage very quickly.
Go ahead.
Ezreal is going to be able to hit that level 2 first. Of course, going to be able to find prio as well. Both lanes are capable of some pretty significant poke. All of bot lane is going to now be level 2. That early karma damage is just very high base damage, low cooldowns as well.
Overall, we see Pantheon engage the Mundo, and then he just goes away. Probably just trying to pop his shield. Almost kills him. He's ignited. Is he going to die to the ignite? He's not going to die. He got critted. Does not die to the ignite. He's going to barely survive. We're going to see if Pantheon might be able to throw another Q out. Mundo stops because he does not want to get hit by it. He also does not want to lose his giant wave, have to waste a TP to come back in. He goes for the Q. Just barely survives. We're going to see if Amumu can come and get this kill really quickly. He's not going to be able to stun him, though, because Mundo does have his passive. He goes in. He flashes out. He flashes in. He kills him with his E. Is he going to be able to escape? He might just die barely. Swain comes in, kills him with his E. And Pantheon gets away. We trade 1-for-1 under tower with flashes. And that first blood goes to Red Mountain.
Very important first blood. Going to burn both flashes, though, for the top side teams. A bit more important for that red side, though, as both Amumu and Pantheon do have movement spells, that Bandage Tosh and that Shield Jump, respectively, for Amumu and Pantheon. But it's going to be just about an even trade there, just about even in gold as well.
Yeah, that was such a good dive by Red Mountain overall. I mean, Pantheon hit 2 Qs each time, just barely. The Mundo barely survived every time. Mumu finally came in and just cleaned up the kill. It did cost him his life, it did cost him his flash, but he also got the life Mundo and also Mundo's flash. So far, pretty good. Oh, we see Viego get stunned. He's gonna get stunned again by the Mumu Q, and he might die. He might get away. Oh no, he dies to Sivir auto. Karma walks off. That's another kill for Red Mountain. Overall, just an overall good play by Red Mountain. You know, they saw the Viego get caught out. They had vision of him. They stunned him, instantly killed him. Wow. In the mid lane, pretty much just Katarina is getting pushed in. This is what you would expect from a range versus melee matchup overall. It's going to be pushing back to Swain, though, so it might be in his favor. Swain misses his E overall. Not going to get that little bit of poke on them. Mundo, since he did die under tower, the wave did bounce back to Red Mountain's top laner. So he can just free farm. We know Pantheon's probably going to hit 6 now before Mundo. We see a little bit of poke. Oh, we see Xerath hit the stun. Sivir Q, auto. And Karma has to flash out to get away to avoid death to the fed Sivir.
It's going to be a very long cooldown there. Heal's still available to Ezreal. There is also the option for...
We see a move coming up from behind. He's going to try and get a gank. He knows Karma does not have that flash. Oh, there's a heal. Karma dies anyways. Ezreal gets out with his life. Another kill towards Red Mountain.
That's going to be a second kill onto that Sivir. Just going to be able to push forward that scaling. Sivir is a very item-reliant champion, as are all AD carries. But Sivir especially finds a lot of power with, that 3-item spike with Kraken Slayer, Phantom Dancer, and Infinity Edge there.
Yeah, this is what we thought was going to happen. Red Mountain can prioritize their bot side. Sivir already goes back and gets her Noon Quiver. And, Sivir usually doesn't do that much damage or get fed until the later part of the game, where she has waves to farm. But she already has a bunch of kills, and that's going to be such a big problem for Ezreal and Karma, because the Sivir's already fed. She does a lot more damage. See, right now Ezreal only has a tier. That's not gonna do anything to a Sivir that has 2 item components.
A 200 gold lead for the bot lane.
We're gonna see Red Mountain go for the Drake here. They know that they can't get contested bot, so they're gonna try and just go clear this without being contested at all. Is there 5? There is currently 5 Red Mountain champions bot lane. Pantheon is going to start heading towards back top side, and they're just going to secure this first Drake. Infernal, quite good for Red Mountain here, especially when they have already scaling Sivir. We're going to see Viego go and try and punish for that Drake by taking all of the Amumu's camps. Overall, really good play. This is why junglers need to clear their camps before going towards an objective on the other side. Right now, Red Mountain can't really do anything against Ezreal. Does hit level 6 first. Karma does get stunned. We see a Q out through the Sivir. Just barely makes it out with the life that Karma does. Ezreal's still a lot higher level than Sivir at the moment. It's a lot more XP. We're going to be a little bit more poke. They might look for a dive here, especially with like Sivir Q or even Ricochet with W. No, they are not. They're going to look for Vision, maybe a Scuttle Plant here. We're going to see some more poke with the Xerath. Ezreal has to leave. That he can no longer keep farming waves under tower, because that Xerath poke is just way too good. In the top lane, we just see more. It looks like a freeze. Yeah, we see more of a freeze by the Pantheon here. He might engage. He's going to engage right now. He gets the stun. He procs Mundo passive. Mundo doesn't know yet. Still doing damage. It hits his cleaver. We're going to just see a little bit of trade there. Both of them about half health now after that whole interaction. I think he possibly could have been higher health if he wasn't standing inside a minion wave during that time.
Very big minion. Yep, that is a very big minion wave for Dr. Mundo. That's going to be doing so much damage, especially early. Even just 3 caster minions early game will out-damage champion autos, and that's going to be very important to think about while trading.
We saw it in the top lane where the Mundo can't walk up to get XP anymore, because the Pantheon is simply just zoning him out, because he knows. I think Pantheon might be getting into a fight right now. We're going to see a kill. Oh, Pantheon barely survives. It survives due to this Triumph proc, even though minions are still hitting him. Oh, he just barely survives. He almost died to minions, and this is why it's so important for laners to not fight in waves, is because of just those small, little amounts of damage that minions do. But if it's against like 10 minions, it does almost 300 damage by the time the fight's over. We're going to see Mumu here coming to push up the wave, trying to make sure the Mundo loses more and more XP. But I don't think it's going to crash into the tower, so it's just probably going to freeze up there, and we're going to see Mundo get to the same level. He's down right now a level from the Pantheon, but he's probably going to get back up with the big wave that's stacking onto his tower with all that XP. Overall, boss just getting pushed in at the moment. We're going to see a little bit of poke there. Sivir just keeps farming. There's not a lot going on because both teams have these late game scalers, who just want to farm constantly. Swain cannot see the Amumu in the bush. Amumu is probably going to look for a gank here. The wave is not in a desirable state. He's probably going to let it try and push in just a little bit. Katarina clearing it, waiting, make sure. Viego's going to go for the bot scuttle. Red Mountain thinks it's warded there, but we know it's not. Katarina's going to roam down. Maybe she's checking if Scuttle's there. They're going to collapse in on the Viego. Viego gets away. We're going to see red team slowly start to go down. Gets stunned. We're going to see a huge engage here. We're going to see a Mumu Q on. Oh, Karma flashes away. Katarina gets onto the dagger. Almost kills the Karma. Karma barely survives. Oh, you see a Mumu ult. And then we might see another Q here from Red Mountain. No, Viego saved his life. That's a nice double kill to Red Mountain. They're going to get some tower platings off of this. Overall.
Very important team fight for Red Mountain. Going to be able to get those important summoner spells that heal out of Ezreal. Both summoners from Karma. Going to be able to pick up another set of kills. Just going to be able to increase that gold advantage up 2,500 gold now.
You know, it's quite surprising that Red Mountain's only up 2,500 gold, even though they're up 6 kills and a few tower plating. You'd think it'd be a lot more, but, you know, early game kills don't mean that much. You'll hit your item spike a little bit sooner, but you won't be too far ahead in gold. Once again, we see that the Pantheon engages. He gets the spell shield off of Mundo. He takes a little bit of damage. He has to back up. He is too low health to try and get a kill here. Once again, we also see the Katarina has to back up a little bit because it is a range versus melee matchup. We're going to see a little wave reset in the mid lane. Bot lane looking more and more just like a farming lane here. Just a little bit of poke and walking off. We're going to see the red team try and go for Rift, it seems like here. He does not want to go for it. Probably wants Pry on one of his lanes. We see Super 1 waiting. He's going to try and come gank. We know they have vision there. He flashes. He gets the Q on him. Viego gets the stun. We see Swain ult. Katarina's ulting. Swain's still surviving because there's so much healing, and it's not enough. 2 kills towards Red Mountain. We're going to see an Ezreal come in. Is not enough damage to kill. It's really weak early game. Ezreal does not have his item spike, unlike the Sivir does.
It does look like we missed that kill
yeah, on top of
onto Dr. Mundo. That's going to be the Ignite from Pantheon. There's going to be a lot of front-loaded damage, and along with that Ignite, going to prevent any kind of healing, especially from that Mundo ultimate. And it's just going to be... he will also be losing this wave under his own tower. Around 2 waves of minions there. He does still have teleport available to him, so he will teleport back to catch these very important waves and all that important experience. Experience being so important, it's worth a lot of... Those stats are worth a lot of gold.
Yeah, I think Pantheon's going to be hitting 11 before Mundo even hits 10 because he has gotten so many kills on the Mundo, along with he's been freezing the wave underneath the tower, and his jungler hasn't come to help him at all. Overall, Red Mountain is just playing so perfectly throughout their micro up to their macro. We are just going to see a little bit more pushing and some poke. Neither team is really looking for anything at the moment. Red Mountain, after they pushed in the tower, are going to look for a Drake here, I think. They're going to get Scuttle so they can get a little vision, and they're going to rotate to get objectives. Overall, Red Mountain a lot more coordinated than Red Team is. A top side, it looks like Pantheon is engaging. Pantheon trying to get a kill here. He already used his stun. He already used his Q. He autos. He might not barely get it. He gets the last Q and it crits, and has a kill towards the jungler. Oh, we're gonna see Viego is ganking top lane with the Swain. They're trying to go for the... Oh, they get Pantheon flash. Good gank by Red Team.
So it was a decent read from Red Team. They saw that they couldn't contest Dragon, so they looked to try to answer back with a kill in the top side, try to grab that 300 gold bounty from Pantheon. He still had that flash available, so he's going to be able to prevent that good lump sum of gold going to Red Team. And Amumu will also continue to punish Viego for missing that gank in the top lane by invading that blue buff.
Overall, both junglers have really good macro. You know, once they see the jungle on their side, they immediately go invade and punish them with taking their XP from their opposite side camps. We also just saw Viego get a Rift Herald there. You know, Rift Herald can take a tower and it can get you. They're only behind 4K gold right now, but they can be behind about 2K after they get a full tower with a Rift. It's still not completely over for Red Team. Red Mountain's not that far ahead. It's still very winnable for them if they can just get one good team fight. But we never know if that could happen or not because Red Mountain's just so good with the Amumu ult. You know, we see these Qs. He's hit Q2 almost every single time.
Objective bounties are up as well. Those things just provide so much extra gold. plates are down though, but those they still will provide a whole lot of gold.
We're going to see Mundo try and kill Pantheon here. He's already low. He procs his Conqueror. He ignites Mundo. Mundo's still going to try and kill. Gets stunned. Mundo's barely going to die. And that is another kill towards the top laner. You know, I'd put this in my highlight reel. I mean, that's a plat 4 top laner that he's been solo killing. He's like gold 2, gold 3. You know, I'd put that on my highlight reel right there. He's solo killed like 3 times at this point. We're going to see red team is going to rotate down a little bit more, trying to consolidate for what happened top lane. They're going to try and rift here because they are not going to rift. He's just going to back at the moment. We see Katarina engage on the Karma. Ults, ignites. Karma's barely going to get away with her life. Yeah, Karma barely gets away. Xerath gets the ult and kills her. Another kill towards Red Mountain. Wow. You know, Red Mountain's just been playing so well. They just have such a good amount. We see Amumu get an ult on Viego. Q's gets another Q. They're going to... Amumu just walks away from the Mundo. They know they can't kill him because they are out of stuns at the moment, and he has a spell shield. He's just too tanky for them. It's another kill towards Red Mountain. We see Mundo miss his Q. We see Pantheon get the stun. We're going to see a little bit of poking here. I don't think that there's going to be a kill on either side here. Oh, just barely. Pantheon is barely going to get out of with his life due to this Conqueror proccing. We see Amumu go in. We're going to see Swain come up, make sure the Mundo doesn't die. Mundo is going to try and keep trying to push on this no ult Amumu. We also know he just got his flash up, but they do not know that. We see a Swain ult. Amumu's barely going to get away. We see a Swain flash, ignite. Katarina is ulting. Katarina does quite a lot of damage with her ult. The Swain does more damage with his ult. And we're going to see the Viego pick up the items from the fed Katarina, try and chase down this support Xerath. He's going to walk away. He does not want to get stunned. He knows he cannot get them. Overall, just good play by Red Mountain.
Whole lot of fighting happening in this top side. Very aggressive play from Pantheon. Perhaps a bit of a misplay trying to go back in to get that Mundo kill. Just not enough damage on the Amumu just yet. Is building that demonic. Will be able to get a lot of sustained damage there from his ulti, from that.
His cry. His cry is he? Yeah. 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 We're going to see the red team knows they can't give third Drake. They're trying to rotate around. They know Red Mountain just had the vision though, and Red Mountain just is consistently trying to set up for this Drake, trying to get vision and trying to zone off red team from getting third Drake. They're going to try and pick out the Viego. Viego tries to eat away. It is just not enough. This is going to be a free Drake for Red Mountain. Red team heavily misplayed that. They know that Red Mountain has the vision there. They can't really do much. They're not as coordinated as Red Mountain is at the moment. They had 4 people just waiting there, vision everywhere to try and kill them. Red Mountain, another just amazing play. We're gonna see a Pantheon dive under tower, stun. They get towered. They try and walk out of Swain. It does last a long time if you stand in it. They know they cannot fight Swain that has ultimate, and they walk out. Nobody dies, but they do get ultimates. You know, we have not seen a Pantheon ult this game. I'm quite pleasantly surprised about that. You know, Red Mountain just hasn't really needed to do that because they already rotate so well. They know what their wave states are. We did see Pantheon just ult top. I stand corrected. He just ulted top. He's chasing down the Mundo. I don't think it's going to be enough. Mundo keeps hitting his Qs, keeps slowing him. It's not looking good for red team. They're behind 5, almost 6k gold at this point. We're going to see red team try and pick off this Pantheon. We know he has no ult. We know he has no flash. He is going to try to escape with his life. He's just barely going to get... He flashes out, and that is not a kill for red team. Pantheon just barely got his flash right before he got ganked. Is Red Mountain going to look for a Baron right here this early on in the game? I mean, they are ahead 13 kills. They are much, much more ahead. They might be looking for a Baron. They do have all 4 people there. Their Sivir is bot, though, so I don't see how it could be possible for them to do that. Red Mountain rotating as 5 as the red team is just split up, trying to consolidate, trying to get as much XP as they can by pushing waves. We're going to see Sivir go bot to try and catch that wave. Red Mountain's going to try and push for mid tower, possibly get Prio to rotate onto somebody, or even go to Baron. Sivir ults, she goes in, she autos W's, gets her Q, just barely misses. We see another auto. Ezreal flashes, he heals, and then Sivir flashes. And that's a kill towards Sivir. See, this is why it's so dangerous for them to push up. We're gonna see Amumu might try and look for a Q here. He gets slowed by the Karma. He cannot go in onto the Swain. Like overall, Red Mountain is just doing a lot better than you think they would, especially considering that they did not have one of the best starts, but they were just able to consolidate. We're gonna see Red Mountain possibly overstep. They're going to see a slow by the Karma. We're going to see a stun by the Xerath. They might be able to get out, but Sivir is exhausted. She does get slowed. Swain does. Oh, we see a heal from the Sivir Ignite. They're going to kill Sivir here. They're going to look to try and get the Xerath too. We're going to see if Swain can get the pull here. He gets slowed. Swain gets the pull, kills Xerath. That is 2 shutdowns towards the Swain. That's pretty big. The gold lead just went from almost 7k down to about 5k for Red Mountain.
A little bit of an overstay from the Red Mountain bot lane. They knew that Swain was rotating over, just didn't respect it, and would lose their lives and hand over 2 shutdowns for it as well.
We're going to see Pantheon try and dive Viego here. Viego hits a stun. Mundo TPs in, hits his Q. Does not want to go in for it because he does see the Amumu there. Viego barely gets out with his life after the Pantheon tried to dive him. Amumu trying to look for a Q here. Is not going to be able to get it. Katarina is also here. They might be able to dive the Karma here if they play it correctly enough. If Katarina can get a dagger over the wall, they are not going to go for it. All right. He's looking just for a bandage toss there, just to try and pick off an enemy because they know he's somewhere nearby. We see Swain get objective bounty bot lane, gets a tower. This Swain could be a problem for Red Mountain. He's gotten 2 shutdowns. He is decently fed. He already has his Spirit Visage. He already has his Leandries. He's going to do quite a lot of damage, especially late game. He is currently almost 4k gold ahead of the Katarina. This is, while Red Mountain is ahead in almost every lane, the Swain does look pretty scary now. A Swain that is fed can carry quite hard. If we go look in the top lane, we're going to see a Karma and a Mundo attacking the Pantheon. Pantheon is not going to be able to get out here. They kill Pantheon, get a shutdown onto him as a kill towards the Mundo. We're going to see Youngboy get a kill on the quite behind Ezreal. You know, Red Team's not completely out of this. Red Mountain is not playing around their bounties as well as they probably should have, or as well as they probably should. Overall, we now have a Mundo closing that gold lead, and we also see a Swain that's hyper fed at this point. You know, he has his defensive items, and he also has his main damage dealing item. So we're just gonna have to see if Red Mountain can close this out before it gets to late game, and that Swain is really fed. They are looking for a 4th Drake here. So this 4th Drake is quite important for Red Mountain. It will give them Hex Tech Soul. It's basically like a static Shiv. This is really important for Sivir, especially with all that attack speed and even the Xerath. We're going to see them try and contest this because they cannot give Soul. We see Pantheon Ultin immediately stun the Viego, kills him. That's just a clean Soul for Red Mountain. They Soul Sweep Red Team. And Red Mountain is still showing that even though they can give you bounties, it does not matter. They are so far ahead that it does not matter how many handicaps they give you. They will still win in the end. Red Mountain rotating towards topside, maybe looking for a Baron here.
Red Team will have to play for those mid-game 5v5s, playing around the Swain, his sustain, and all of that AoE damage, as well as the frontlining from Dr. Mundo. They have the damage from that Swain. Viego can still output a good bit of DPS. We see Amumu
go in onto the Karma. Karma tries to get away with it. We see Katarina use her dagger. Just Karma's barely going to get away. Nope, Sivir comes down and gets the Q. They pick off the Karma. If I was Red Mountain right now, I'd try and go for the Baron. It's a 4v5. That's what they're going to do.
They are going to get spotted out by the ward in the Baron pit. Red team's going to look to contest this.
Viego has ultimate. He can probably try and steal this with his ultimate. He is not going to. They're just going to try and walk around and fight. They know that Swain is there. Oh, Mundo almost steals it with his Q. We're going to see a huge ult by the Swain. Amumu stuns the Swain. It does not matter. Amumu's not going to get out of life. The Knight is going to kill them. And Red Mountain does trade back with the Viego, but I don't think it's enough. Red Mountain just got almost completely team wiped. See, this is what we were talking about. The Swain is just so fed at this point. One really good ultimate can kill.
What a huge fight for Red Team there. They were very successful in splitting up Red Mountain. They weren't able to find any picks there. Swain just flashes in, brings out that Demonic Ascension, just does so much damage and heals so much, so tanky.
We're going to see them try and pick off the Sivir. Sivir can actually... Ooh, she's not going to die. She's going to be alive with just a little bit amount of health. We're going to see them take this mid tower. Mundo is quite tanky. Mundo has to flash out because he was taking tower shots. Okay, so they were only able to get quite a few bounties along with a few kills on the Red Mountain. They were only able to get one tower, but still, the Red Mountain's still quite ahead, almost 4K. Actually, so what is that? 1K ahead. Sorry, I misread that. 5 is an 8. They're about 1.5K. They're going to try and get a pick here. They get the Mundo. He's barely going to survive. They do not get the Mundo. He gets a crit on his Q. They're going to stun the Karma here, get her. Red Mountain has to clap back after getting wiped at the Baron pit with their own wipe of the enemy team. Or at least pretty close to it. We're going to see a Zonia's by the Katarina. That's really important for Kat to have in fights, especially when she's trying to dive them in the following. We're going to see a huge team fight. Mumu goes under tower, gets the Q, gets the stun. Swain cannot ult in time to heal off of it. We're going to have to see Viego back up. We're going to have to see Ezreal back up because they are so squishy. They will get immediately dove by the Amumu or the Pantheon. Red Mountain might look to end here. They do have Sivir. We see a flash stun on the Pantheon. He's not going to be able to kill the Viego. He might hit his Q. He hits his Q. We're going to see him also go and try and stun the Ezreal. He gets the Ezreal stun. Ezreal's going to escape just barely with his life. He's going to have to back. We're going to see Red Mountain. They might try to end here. They do have the Sivir Baron buff. This is why we try to see them. This is why they tried to kill the Sivir earlier, is because they know even one Baron buff is just enough. Red Mountain knows they can't end. They're going to have to back up. Overall, a good play, Red Mountain.
The Swain's going to get caught out at that mid-tier 2, and it's just going to collapse for Red Team. The Swain has to be alive if they have any hopes of winning fights, especially trying to win sieges. Was a little bit greedy with the ultimate. An earlier ultimate might have let him live. Still did have that Zhonya's available to him as well.
Overall, Red Mountain really good targeting. They know they can't try and fight. They can't just like go dive, let's say the Viego, because Swain can just clear them all, because they're all going to be diving onto them. There's going to be 4 people around, and Swain can just kill them instantly. So they tried to dive the Swain first. Swain is just hit level 16, the highest level in the game at the moment, 1 level ahead of the Katarina. We're going to see if they're going to probably try and protect the Viego, the Swain a lot more, because it's really their only hope to win this game. Red Mountain is going to try and push for bot towers, because they do see 2 mid. They don't know where the Viego is exactly. They do see this the Swain messing around with the Katarina. They have to back up because they do not know where the enemy team is. They might be getting rotated on. They're just going to look for the Scuttle here. Are not going to try to look for a fight. They just want to get Scuttle to get more vision. Pantheon might try and dive the Viego topside here. We're gonna see that happen. He's pinging for assistance. Oh, we see a fight. Amumu engages. He gets the ult, gets the Q. Swain ults. Swain is doing a lot of damage. He's Zonia's. He's going to heal up quite a lot there. Amumu's going to try and Q him immediately out. He kills the Amumu, gets the pull on the Xerath. Xerath is still an ult. He kills there. Swain can still keep fighting. He still has the ultimate up. Katarina is going to kill him along with the Sivir. Wow. We just see these fights where the Swain is so fed that he can almost 4v1, but they 4v1, but they just backed up. Red Mountain might look to end here. They do have waves there. They are going to look for a top inhib tower here. Overall, Red Mountain's macro is just pretty good.
They just know exactly when to push, when to back off, when they should fight for objectives. We are going to see an Elder spawn soon. We're going to probably see a huge team fight happen there. After that Baron fight, we did see Red Team was only down 1k gold, and now they're down 7k gold again. You know, it's quite surprising that Red Mountain was able to turn the gold lead so fast. Ezreal ults in. They do know they're on it. They do know it's not that much health. Ezreal was trying to steal. They're just trying to protect top tower. They are going to give this Drake. They're also going to pick off the Pantheon, but I don't think it's worth it compared to the Elder. This is the late game part where we are going to see the hyper carries try to carry. We have a fed Sivir and we also have a fed Swain. We're going to see which one will have the better team fight potential. Right now, Red Mountain only has one anti-heal item. Maybe that's enough for the Swain, maybe not. We're going to have to see. Yeah. We did see a Xerath buy right there on the Morellos. So we have two anti-heal items just for the Swain. We're going to see if Red Mountain will be able to clinch this victory, or they might get wiped because timers at this point are almost 60 seconds. So one really, really good team fight can end the game for Red Mountain. Interesting Ezreal, he was just trying to check if they were on Baron. They are not on Baron. If I was Red Mountain, I would try and go for Baron right here, though. We're going to see them try and push out waves. We see the Moon will go when he gets the Q. He stuns the Swain. The Swain is going to try and get a pull here. He ults just to survive. He barely gets out with his life. He had to flash and he uses ultimate. He has nothing for this team fight. Red Mountain can look for a dive here. Moon does not have ult, but we do have a Pantheon ulting in. They can get a huge stun here. Mundo is still not there to fight for it. Xerath does almost half the damage to Ezreal. I think we're gonna see Red Mountain. They're gonna try and focus tower. They have the red team has too much good away for it. They get a good pull. Diego gets a good pull. Katarina ults in. There's a flash out. Mundo flashes out. Mundo ults. Katarina is going to die here. It looks like. Swain ults again. Low cooldown. Swain dies due to Elder. He cannot heal at all. Mumu almost gets another stun. Pantheon is. We might see Sivir kill here if she can just kite well enough. We see Pantheon barely survive, kill the Mundo, and I think Red Mountain's just going to end the game here.
That inhib did come up. That topside inhib came up for Red Team. 14 seconds on this Viego. Very low HP bars for Red Mountain. They might just look for the end.
I think Red Mountain just ends here. There's nothing this Karma can do.
And that's going to be game for Red Mountain.
Wow. What a long game.
30 minutes.
Yeah, that game was a lot longer than the previous games. You know, like last year, like last week, it was like 20 minutes each. You know, it is quite surprising. You know, Red Mountain almost threw it a little bit in the mid game. You know, especially with that Baron fight, the Red Team got a bunch of. They got a really good Swain ult. They got a really good pull. Amumu wasn't able to get a good stun on anybody except the Viego with his ult.
Swain just wasn't tanky enough in those fights. You know, it's just...
Yeah, it was a really good Baron fight, but then after that, Red Mountain realized, oh, we need to start targeting the Swain, and they started targeting the Swain, and it was just over for them. They bought almost 3 anti-heal items. They started building into the third one there at the end, just to try and stop the Swain from even being close to being able to do as much healing as he was during that Baron fight. Overall, just a really, really good game by Red Mountain. There were some hiccups, but they were able to carry away with the dub.
That they did. And we'll catch y'all for game 2.
Yep.
All right, guys, welcome back for Game 2 of Red Mountain League of Legends out here on this beautiful Tuesday.
We are going to see the immediate Pantheon ban. They do not want to deal with those Pantheon stuns again. They don't want to deal with the Pantheon ult either. He was able to ult in and immediately stun everybody. Red Mountain does not want to deal with the Swain either. I don't blame them. I don't blame either teams for these bans so far.
No, I don't. That Pantheon did a lot of damage. That Swain did a lot of damage.
Yeah. We're going to see the Lao pick. Maybe even a Gnar. We do know that Red Mountain's top laner does like to play a lot of Lowy. That's more of like a comfort pick. We saw them absolutely dominate with Lowy last week. We also do see immediate Nyla ban. They just really do not want to deal with Red Mountain's ADC this game. They also don't want to deal with Super One's Echo. We're gonna see a Nasus. We saw the Nasus last week. He got a double kill last week with no mana. He's pretty good at Nasus. This is going to be a little treat.
That's the dog right there. That's DK.
That's the dog.
Put it down.
Yeah.
That's right. Gonna see that signature Viego for Super. Excited to see the pick. Excited to see how well it plays.
We're gonna see the Lilia. He plays a decent amount of Lilia, not too much. And at least in solo queue, he has a 38% win rate in Lilia. It kind of seems a little troll for his team. We're gonna see the Akshan. That is quite an interesting pick, especially. Since we saw last game that there were a lot of team fights that were pretty close. I mean, if they can get one revive, it could change the whole game. That's all you really need is just for an Akshan to get like a 3-man revive. They're going to ban the Raka. Always a good choice, especially because Raka can heal so much, especially late game. She's overall just a good pick to ban.
And if y'all have been watching Worlds, Soraka has been totally destroying out there. Shout out to my man Carria on T1. Carrying a game as Soraka.
Yeah, just Soraka has been so good. I don't know. I don't understand why Riot hasn't nerfed her yet. Quite surprising.
Nerf the unicorn. Nerf the purple unicorn.
Nerf the purple unicorn.
Nerf
Yes.
the purple unicorn.
We're gonna see another ADC ban. We're gonna see two. We're gonna see two support bans from Red Mountain. They think that blue team's ADC is just not that good, I guess. You know, they don't want to have to ban him out. He wasn't that really big of a problem last game with Ezreal. We're gonna see a Samira. We're gonna see, we might even see an MF. If they pick MF, there's not a lot of synergy on Red Mountain's team. There's really no time for MF to really do like a wombo combo or anything like that. This is gonna be more of like a pick type comp for them. Not a lot of synergy on blue side either. We're gonna see a Draven. Are we gonna see the Heimerdinger?
Woo!
He must have been watching Worlds recently. Saw like the pics, you know, from Genji or even T1 with this Heimerdinger. This is wow. I never thought I'd see a Heimerdinger support in my casting days. I never thought I'd see this.
For those of y'all watching at home, please don't fill my solo queue games with Heimerdinger support. It's annoying, but it's very helpful pick. Getting bot, able to get easy priority, but please, I'm
gonna be honest. I used to play Heimerdinger support. It's
very annoying, but it works. You know, it clearly works.
Don't play it if you're not a pro player. Yeah.
There we go. Heard it here first. Don't play Heimerdinger support unless you're a pro player.
From the gold 2 jungler. Don't play Heimerdinger support.
That's right. You heard it from the casting box here first. Fresh print right off the press.
Right off the press. We're gonna see Red Mountain go MF Kench. We saw them do this last week bot lane, and it worked out pretty well. The Kench was so tanky, and he had enough CC for MF to get quite a lot of damage off. We're gonna see Youngboy once again have his comfort pick in the mid. I'm surprised they didn't ban out Youngboy. He did pretty good last time, especially with his ults. He got, I think, quite a few doubles and triple kills last game, especially because they just always grouped up around his ult. We're gonna see if Draven can probably get a early lead here, because that's what Draven strives on. But if Red Mountain can try and play more towards bot side like they have last game, then it's not going to matter for the Draven. I mean, nothing's more tilting than getting 200 stacks from Draven than dying. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like Red Mountain can be ahead, but you know if Draven's fed, then it might not matter as much. But if they can tilt the Draven out of his mind, they win the game. It's a mental game out here.
It is.
It really is.
It's a Draven. Yasuo players, that's another one.
They banned out Yas and Yone, by the way.
Both of them. I have this. Can't be having no win shenanigans out here on the Summoner's Rift.
I just realized we saw the Nasus versus Mordekaiser last week.
That we did.
We did, and he absolutely wrecked him in lane. He wrecked the Mordekaiser in lane. I mean, we saw it last week. Red Mountain's top laner, when he was on Nasus, he had probably 100 mana total, got a double kill, even after Mordekaiser took his stats from Ultimate. He came out, killed the enemy jungler. I think they may just win this game.
I think they can.
I think they can.
They won last game. They're going to look to win this game.
We did see Red Mountain play a little bit too confidently. You know, they were up by almost 8k gold. Then after a Baron fight, they were only up by 1k. You know, they really put the win back in the sails of blue team. But we're going to see if they can try and make less mistakes and just get a clean victory here by like 20 minutes. Yeah. I mean, who knows? If they win hard enough, we might see an enemy FF at 15.
FF at 15.
That would be quite nice. I remember that about a year or two ago when one of the teams FF'd against us at 15. It was quite nice. It's quite delightful when it happens.
It is quite the ego boost, doesn't it? Make you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah, it does.
That day, right? They were simply that good that they just couldn't stand to be in the game for much longer.
Yeah. It makes you wonder. With seeing the Kench bot, you know, they would have picked Nyla with that. I mean, last week when they did Nyla Kench, the Tom Kench when you saw Nyla come out of Tom Kench, she had a shield that covered 3/4 of her health because of her passive is just so big. It's crazy. That's probably why they had to ban the Nyla, especially because it's also Red Mountain's ADC's comfort pick overall. She's just way too tanky, especially with Tom Kench with those shields, and she's also just heals so much, along with the XP boost. Overall, the XP boost is really what helps Red Mountain get ahead in the bot lane, and their bot lane has been the one that's been carrying.
And here we go, guys. Spectator delay is over. We're going to be loading into this game soon enough.
Overall, Red Mountain's been looking pretty good this season. You know, I think they're undefeated at this point. We're going to another game. Hopefully they can stay undefeated. Once again, we see one team have 3 skins. The other ones have, they have 2. Okay, so it's not that big of a skin diff this game.
Could still be a skin diff in the end anyway.
I mean, we do have the MF with the Prestige Bewitching skin. That is quite scary.
Horrifying, actually.
Yeah.
Halloween was yesterday, though. Halloween buff might have ran out already.
True. Yeah, the Halloween buff is quite crazy, especially when you're playing on the Bewitching skins. I mean, I played a few league games last night. I played ARAM because, you know, who wants to play ranked on Halloween? Like,
Right.
It's a holiday. We won quite a lot. We're going to see Viego. Are they going to look for an invade? No, they're just going to look for some cheeky vision. If I was Lilia, I would go back and get a sweeper. That's probably what she's going to do. She already warded her top side. She's going to try and go down to get a sweeper. And if she can do it, she is going to be able to get 20 gold off the bat.
Did you know that in high elo games, they use sweepers so that their solo laners can hit level 2 first off of a minion before? That is something that they do.
Yes.
Those wards give like just enough experience that after the first wave in a solo lane, they'll be able to hit level 2. And especially when they make so little mistakes in high elo, it makes so much difference.
I was trying to explain that to a friend. Is like, why would a pro support automatically take sweeper off the gate? And I'm like, you don't understand how high level these guys. They're playing a different game.
They high level League of Legends is basically another game, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to see both teams start blue side again, even knowing they probably are going to be pathing towards their bot lanes for the carry here. It's quite interesting. They must just want like a lot better release. We're going to see Draven get a few stacks early on. Overall, just really good for him. We're going to see him go bot. I think we're going to see Red Mountain get pushed in here. Bot lane, you know, Heimerdinger, just always so annoying. He's probably potentially going to be looking to put turrets in all the way towards the side. Yep, right there. So because Heimerdinger support, he doesn't want to take his ADC's minions overall. He's going to put it right in the bush, get a little bit of poke. Tom Kench is already down to a 4th health. This is why the Heimerdinger pick is so oppressive. We also see in the mid lane another range versus melee matchup. Katarina has to sit behind her tower, doesn't want to get procced by Auction passive. Really interestingly enough, you see Viego walked into the walked through the cannon wave and ended up pushing the cannon wave just a little bit to the side, which actually does influence wave state quite a little bit. So it's going to push a lot slower now towards Akshan, which may be beneficial towards Red Mountain. In the top lane, they're pushing into the Nasus. It's really good for the Nasus because he can just keep farming his Q up. He doesn't care about the poke. He just went and queued that minion. Draven just freely stacking. Mordekaiser misses the pull overall. Nasus is just going to keep farming. Tries to freeze it. Is not able to.
Looks like Stun's going to come out onto the Akshan. Ignite's going to go onto Viego. Ghost there. Going to be looking for this kill. Not a lot of damage up for Nasus yet. Stun's going to come back up. Lily is going to rotate up. No Death Lotus available. Everyone's level 3. That's going to be First Blood onto Katarina. That passive from Mordekaiser is going to be dealing so much damage. Ignite's going to come out as well. Might look for that double kill onto Youngboy. That Q from Lily is going to be able to finish off that Katarina, but Nasus, the dog, will be able to get out with his life, but double buff is going to be going to Mordekaiser.
That was just such a good pull by the Mordekaiser. Hit 3 people with it, or 2 people with it, and overall, that was such a weird place to fight, especially with no vision. You know, Red Mountain knows that they don't have top prio for that, and they know that they don't have mid prio for that. It's quite interesting that they rotated and lost XP for that overall. I mean, Nasus is going to keep getting poked right up by the Mordekaiser. Doesn't take any damage for that. We're going to see Heimerdinger do a little bit of damage. Procs the Guardian. Nothing too major. Overall, really good stacks for the Draven. We're going to see Viego come bot here with a Z.
Gonna stay camouflaged. The jump. Gonna find the knock up onto Draven. Both summoners still up. No heal. Only has Ignite. Exhaust gonna come out. Ignite's gonna come out as well. Might look for it. Kiting backwards. Gonna be able to find the kill onto Draven. The Tom Kench passive is gonna be up. Not gonna have that Q available. No mana for that Heimerdinger. Super's gonna get so very low in this fight. Might still look for it. Get's gonna get caught out by the jump, and that's gonna be another kill for Red Mountain. That's gonna be one onto that MF there. That is going to be a 2-for-1 for Red Mountain.
They just don't skip a beat. They immediately want to. They're like, okay, well, we lost that top fight. What can we do to like make up for this? They immediately go bot. They realize why they pushed up without any mana. We don't care about exhaust or even like a flash. We can still kill them. We're gonna see Akshan. So it's kind of like Warwick Scent. He does know where the Viego is. He might look for a kill here.
Gets spotted out. Viego just walks just enough in to be able to spot out the invisible Akshan.
What luck? There's no way he knew he was there. He just like barely saw him. With Akshan, he gets a little bit of it's basically like a Warwick thing where it tells him where Rascal is, someone that has recently killed your ally. So Akshan was looking to go do that so he can just get a little bit more gold, a little bit more of a gold lead on this Katarina. We see Nasus pushing into a Mordekaiser. Maybe not ideal for him. Nasus, especially pre-6, is decently. He even stacks the ward. This guy's a Nasus player. He knows he can stack ward.
That's +3. That is +3 right there for Nasus. Absolutely massive for him.
Yes, the 3 damage is going to matter. It probably will at some point. I mean, who knows? Once again, we see Red Mountain getting pushed and Draven just stacking. He did lose all of his stacks, but now he's back up to 30 again. That's quite impressive. I mean, you wouldn't expect a solo queue Draven to be just this good at stacking. Lilia's going to keep farming. Kiting not optimally, but that's okay. It all happens. We're going to probably see Viego trying to invade here, trying to look for a blue, trying to look for a Gromp. Can't look for anything. They do know he's there.
Down 1 level, going to get the camouflage, going to be able to secure this crab as well.
Lilia's ahead right now because you did get some kills during that. Viego does smite it, ends up getting up to level. We might see Viego try and go topside. We're going to see a little bit of a skirmish here. We're going to see a little bit of poke, nothing too major. We might see Viego try and go topside here. He's on his Krugs, but Mordekaiser is pushed up. Mordekaiser does have 6. Nasus just hit 6. This is... Personally, I wouldn't gank this because you want your Nasus to keep stacking, but who knows? Viego might try and look for it.
It looks like going to be able to find that kill onto Heimerdinger, but the MF is going to get so very low that passive is going to be up. Might look for the lick for the stun.
It's a minion.
And that's going to be a 1-for-0 for Red Mountain. Going to be that kill going to Tom Kench there. Heimerdinger is going to just walk up a little bit too far. Going to get caught out. Going to lose his life as well.
We're going to see Akshan possibly try and come get a kill here with his ult. Trying to get a revive. Trying to get a little bit of extra gold. Kench might try and look for it. He knows Akshan's there. He tries to ward against it. good play by Red Mountain to try and avoid a Rascal happening. They might try and dive it. They're going to dive it bot.
It's going to be, he's going to try to look for it. The final, it's going to be so very close. And the Ignite is not going to be able to find the kill onto Tom Kent. That catfish is just going to be a little bit too slippery there. Woo.
You know, you saw the Kent try to run around the tower. Didn't want to take the tower shots. Was barely able to get his iron skin off. And just survive on like, what was that, like 10 HP or so? I mean, the Ignite was on the last tick. He barely survived it. They did get his flash though. They did get his flash. I wonder if it would have been a little bit safer if he exhausted there instead of just flashing out. If he could have just exhausted and walked out almost cleanly.
You know, sometimes we don't want to take those chances, though.
You don't want to take,
sometimes we just want to play it safe, and I guess that was the decision and didn't make it out with his life.
Overall, we're going to see Nasus just let the wave push into him. He's not trying to trade here. I mean, Mordekaiser can steal his stats, especially with all. We see, overall, right now, blue team has better farm. And if you look at the items, they do have better items because of that more farm. I mean, Draven has 1,800 gold compared to MF's 1,600 gold, just barely enough. MF is actually ahead by 300 more gold, but she's sitting on some of it at the moment. Once again, we see Red Mountain get pushed up simply because it's Heimerdinger Draven. They're going to try and look for a Drake here, it seems. Nope, they're just going to ward up for it. Lilia is... We see Viego trying to go top here. He sees the Mordekaiser overextended.
Still has that Death Realm available. Will just walk into the bush. That wave is very big. Even if they look for the 2v1 without that Death Realm, Minion's going to be able to do a lot of damage there. So instead of looking for that, he's going to be starting up this Rift Herald here.
You know, I think there's a little bit of a misplay by Viego at the moment because he simply does not have the mid prio or the top prio to be going for this. He leashed it up a little bit for blue team to get it. I think they're going to get it. Viego can't do much to get it. As long as Lily has smite up, she does have smite up. They're going to get this Rift Herald after shoving Redbound off of it. Could have potentially been stolen there.
Exhaust is going to come out too slow. Going to be able to get the final auto to kill. That Tomkin's going to get so very low. He's going to get devoured. Going to get thrown back towards the tower. Heal still up. Going to be a double kill for Misfortune. That's going to be a whole lot of gold going to the pockets of that Red Mountain bot lane. She's going to go up 3-0.
See, Red Mountain's trying to now clap back. You know, they know they have bot prio. They know they have the prio finally to get an objective, you know, unlike the Rift Herald. They're trying to trade objectives. And that's why they're going to go for the Drake right now. Draven... Ooh, Draven almost stole that. It was really, really close. It kind of looked like a panic smite there from the Viego. Who knows exactly? But I've been there. I've been there as a jungler. You know, there's always that ability that may get stolen. But you're a little hesitant on it. Viego's going to come out, just show a little bit, so the auction lets this Katarina reset the wave without any punishment. Once again, Mordekaiser is pushing in the Nasus. Not that good of a play for the Mordekaiser because Nasus can just free stack.
Ideally, Mordekaiser would want to try to freeze the wave so that Nasus would be stuck in front of that tower. He can just run him down or he can call his jungler over. But Nasus, for now, is just going to be able to free farm. There is still just a good lot of zoning, though. Going to be losing a good bit of minions. Won't be dying anytime soon, though, which is going to be very important.
Liz is going to hit a little bit of an E there and then recall. Just a little bit of a cheeky... Nasus might just recall just based off of that. He doesn't want to get dived. I think Nasus is not going to recall. He just wants to keep stacking. Mordekaiser does not take any damage because his W is active.
Indestructible there for Mordekaiser.
You know, at the moment, it looks like Red Mountain should be playing more towards their bot side. They aren't ahead as much as they were at this point. In the last game, they were already like 11-1 at this point, up like 4 or 5k gold. They're only up about 800, which is a lot closer than it was last match.
A closer game indeed here for Red Mountain.
It's not completely over for blue team. We see Viego trying to look for a gank here. Blue team is going to try and rotate. They might even try and dive here. That is a good opportunity because they want to get those bounties. They do get spotted on a ward. Red Mountain still punishing Lilia by taking her topside camps. overall. They are not going to try and gank this because they do not know where Red Mountain is. The jungler that was behind is now going to be up a level on the Lilia.
And we up about 2.5 camps as well.
Viego decides not to take the Gromp, wants to come try and gank this Akshan. He's going to try and look for it, just scares off the Akshan so they don't get poked anymore. We're going to see a little bit of poke bot lane, maybe even engage.
The dive is going to get interrupted by Draven, going to get hit. Bullet time's going to come through. Not enough damage, just going to get him so very low. We'll force him out of this lane, though. Lilia is going to come around here, though.
They do not see the Lilia at all.
They did not catch the Lilia going into this bush. We'll see Heimerdinger in the second brush, though.
They might try and bait a little bit here. They're going to try and bait
Find the bait. They're going to get the roll, the bowling ball, gonna interrupt the sleep. The dive exhaust gonna come through as well. Just not enough damage there.
I think they
No
probably could have still
knockouts.
dove for it, but they just could not because Tom Kench R just did so much shielding. Even that's what I was looking like last week, but like times 2 with that Nyla. That's probably why they banned out the Nyla here, is because there's just so much shielding. Once again, Mordekaiser just pushing up into this Nasus. Nothing too major. We're going to see Lilia summon it right into the mid lane because they cannot. They don't have enough time
Bowling
for
ball is gonna find the slow, gonna find the stun as well, gonna flash forward, Heartbreaker forward, gonna lose his life. There's so much damage. The tower as well. Lilia's gonna look for it. Bowling ball is gonna miss just a little bit. So low. Gonna be able to get this charge. Gonna get that first tower as well. 450 gold going to that scaling Lilia.
And it says it's also first tower, and now we see blue team actually has the gold lead for the first time in the game. They're up about 200 gold, but that's a far cry from being down 1.5k like they were about 30 seconds ago.
Very true.
Still, I think the bot lane, the MF is still a formidable foe. She has not died. She has a bounty on her. This is
Draven's gonna try to look for this. The ulti is gonna be able to find, and that's gonna be money going to the League of Draven here.
he must have not cast. He probably only got about 200 stacks off that, but that's 200 more gold than they had before. They're up about almost 1k
Gonna
now
be
after
looking
that.
for this collapse onto Nasus. The Fury of the Sand still available. Goes forward. Death Realm gonna get himself trapped with the Nasus. He's gonna do so much damage. Indestructible's not gonna be up. He's gonna get solo. Ignite's gonna come out. He's gonna be able to get that Triumph heal. Is he going to be able to? The Wither's going to come back out. He still has that Ghost available. It's going to be plus 24
Wow.
for that Nasus. D-Kane put it down. That's right. That's going to be a double kill for that Nasus. Draven's going to try to look for the Revenger. Wither's going to come out. Just so much damage. Ignite's going to come out as well. Just the Wither's doing so much there. That recent buff is just so powerful against 80 carries there. Oh my goodness.
he's-
Almost gets the triple.
This game is gonna get Nasus nerfed. This game right here, this is crazy. This man, last week we saw he went and got a double kill with only 100 mana, enough mana for 3 Qs, and was able to solo a Mordekaiser along with a jungler. Nasus, just such a good champ. if
And
you
with
play him
all
right.
that pressure, Red Mountain's also going to be able to collect that Mountain Dragon. Whew. That's the dog right there.
Even after that whole play top, blue team is still ahead by 300 gold. It's even though Red Mountain doesn't have as fed of players. The MF is 3-0. Their blue team has more kills spread out between everybody. We're going to see an auction.
Going to try to get the dive,
Oh.
and that Leandres is going to be able to kill that Katarina there. Very unfortunate. Looks like she tried that dive, just didn't work out.
We're going to see a Heimer.
The Hextech bomb's going to come through. Dive going to come through. Exhaust as well. Bullet time going to be dealing so much damage. Not enough. Oh, and that Lick is going to be able to get it there. Bowling ball's going to come through. Sleep still available. Mordekaiser has roamed down from the top lane. No summoners available. That Devour's going to come through. Shield so
much
huge.
shielding.
But the sleep is going to come through. Just not enough. True damage, but that's one fast deer right there. Gonna be able to flash over that wall, but will the same be true for Super? No,
No.
it won't. That's gonna be 300 gold going to that mad scientist Yordle Heimerdinger.
Not looking so super when he's dead, I'm not going to lie.
That's very, very unfortunate.
Mr. Bobby Pie absolutely getting out. You know, he did not want to waste the flash. He waited out the sleep, walked over, hit the bush, and then immediately flashed out. You know, the amount of patience it takes to do that is insane.
Patience, greed, these are very simple. When you're playing League of Legends, sometimes these things.
You know, we saw it last time when they, because MF has a almost 500 gold shutdown at this point. You know, it's just it went down a little bit because she's not farming as much, but it's she has a 200 gold shutdown. Overall, it's quite crazy. You know, if they can get one shutdown, that's 500 gold, and they're gonna extend the gold lead a little bit. You know, blue team is behind kills, but they are up in gold by almost 1.5K.
Mordekaiser is invading the spot side jungle. Death Realm not available yet. Doing so much damage. Death Realm's going to be able to find there. The Ignite, just not enough damage.
It might kill.
The Ignite might tick. And that's going to be MF coming out with her life and that kill as well.
The same tower has the Kench, surviving on the last tick of Ignite. It's quite crazy. We're going to see blue team go and get a rift. They know that red team was all bought, because they tried to 4-man the Mordekaiser, ended up getting a kill out of it. We're going to see Kench just dive out. Overall, if they can get a really good push, they can push for an inhib here with the Rift. They can get at least 2 or 3 charges out of it, because that mid tower is on its last limbs.
Did take 1 charge from Shelly earlier as well. Blue team, 3 members up in this top lane. Going to be spotted out. Red Mountain might for the collapse here. Trying to dive, gonna get the stun out. No sums available. Heartbreaker, and that is going to find that kill. Dive not gonna be able to find the knockup. Just barely. Heartbreaker gonna come back through. Gonna get that reset. Death Grasp, exhaust. Not close enough. Not enough damage. Akshan coming through. Death Lotus as well. Gonna be able to find that kill onto Mordekaiser. Not enough damage for Viego to have gotten that Heimerdinger, but they will get out with a 2-for-0. Not if Akshan has something to say about it. Dive's going to come through, going to get that revive as well, but that kill is going to go to that Kench, as well as those revives. That's going to be a 2-for-1.
That was a real fight of the river there, of who had vision, who didn't have vision. They just tried to recall directly on top of a vision plant. Blue team did on top of a red vision plant. That was just not a good overall play by them. I mean, they did kick out the Heimerdinger, like they kicked him out of the Council and Arcane, They overall, Red Mountain, really good play. They know that 3 of them were recalling, 2 of them were about to recall. They know Lilia recalled about 2 seconds later. Good play for the Viego to get the stun. Heimerdinger did try and stop his back, but missed his stun, and overall just a good play to try and even up the gold league. It's now 33.7k to 33.7k. Red Mountain closed that 1k gold lead they had a few seconds ago, or a few minutes ago. Looks like they are going to try and look for a Drake here, Red Mountain. They're trying to look for a 3rd Drake. They're going to get a pick on the Lilia.
Very important pick, that jungler. No smite. Bowling ball going to find the slow Death Lotus as well, dealing so much damage. The stun's going to come out once more. Heartbreaker available, going to Indiana Jones it out towards that dragon. Might look for the Draven. Doesn't overcommit. Gonna walk out. Gonna secure this crab. Should also be able to secure the dragon. Mordekaiser is here though.
We're going to see Nasus just keep pushing for the tower top side. Really trying to punish them. Draven has to go. They know they can't contest it. They can't contest the Drake.
Dive is going to miss. No knockup. Lick going to get that slow.
We're going to see Nasus, I think, kill the Draven top side. Chasing him down with the Wither. Has the stack.
No mana, though. Mana. Gonna get ignited. No mana. Still has Ghost available to run away.
Heimerdinger ulted.
Should be able to just get out there, and that will also be a dragon for Red Mountain.
Red Mountain was just able to see, there's 4 topside. We know the jungler's not going to be able to get here in time. Let's just get the Drake. Let's get the Scuttle. Let's try and clear as much vision. Let's try and get the mid-prio. Still doesn't matter, though, because Mordekaiser was able to get mid-prio and get that mid-tower. Red Mountain might try and look for a pick here because they know Mordekaiser does not have any teammates. They just saw them top.
Mordekaiser try to get this red buff, but 3 members of that Red Mountain team going to be there. Death Lotus going to come out. Not enough damage. Death Realm for Mordekaiser is going to come out. The Heartbreaker is just going to do so much damage as well. Going to be able to get that, execute that reset. Young Boy is going to look to try to get onto that Heimerdinger. Not enough damage. No cooldowns just yet. Going to Heartbreaker out. Going to get so incredibly low. Akshan, exhaust. The Blade of the Ruined King is going to proc, and that's going to be a shutdown onto the Draven there. That's going to be the Akshan ulti going to come out. Going to get blocked by that red buff. A good Shunpo there. Going to try to Indiana Jones all the way through. Has that vision. The Boomerang's going to be able to find that kill. Ghost, the Fury of the Sands, and that's going to be at kill for Super at the cost of 2 of his teammates. That's going to be a 3-for-2 for Red Mountain there.
You know, you were looking at that fight, and you were thinking that it was kind of even. You know, they were trading even amount of kills. They were trading even, like, Red Mountain even gave up a few shutdowns there, but Red Mountain's still up almost 3K gold, even after giving shutdowns and trading kills. This just shows how dominant Red Mountain has been here. They're gonna try and look for a Mordekaiser pick here.
With no Fear of the Sands available, but no Death Realm either. Just does so much damage with all of those stacks, and that's going to be another plus 12 DK. Put it down for that Nasus in the top lane.
Since they see that 3R top lane, Mordekaiser just died, they're going to try and push up to try and get more towers. Red Mountain trying to play really good macro here. Overall, trying to get picks, trying to get towers to try and get more pressure. They're probably going to try and look for a Baron here soon. They're just trying to. They also extended that gold lead just by 2K from pushing that wave and getting that kill on the Mordekaiser.
Reset as well. Ultimate now available for Nasus. It makes him so incredibly tanky in those team fights. Just increases DPS as well.
We did see that Akshan do really well that last fight. He was also the Swain from last game. I think he's the carry of the blue team. You know, if he can play really, really well, if they can try and protect him, I think they could look for trying to get a lead here.
Not a lot of vision in this topside jungle for Red Mountain.
He does have ultimate.
Collapse might be possible here. No bowling ball, no slow. Gonna get the Wither out. The sleep as well. Indiana Jones, Fear of the Stands is gonna come out. Withered again. A lot of damage. That exhaust is gonna come out as well. Not enough damage. Gonna be able to get that kill onto Akshan, but will lose his life to 4 members of that blue team.
Red Mountain still trying to just go punish that 4-man top by pushing out bot and also pushing out mid. They rotate fast enough. They make sure the mid tower does not fall. Katarina is still pushing bot side. She's going to go wait in the bush. She's trying to make sure that nobody's there. Takes a few tower shots. I've done that a few times. It just happens. They just got to pick on the Draven. Viego overall. Just really good ults, really good stuns here. Katarina's still pushing bots.
Siege. Mordekaiser look for this flank. Looks like he's standing still, gonna get knocked up. Death Realm doesn't come soon enough. Gotta wonder, maybe the dude DC, that was a bit interesting there. Looked like he was gonna try to get a flank and then just stood still in that river.
Maybe his monitor's off. We'll never know.
Sometimes, you know, it happens sometimes.
It happens, yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not at Worlds. Going to be Flash Stun. Going to come out. Heartbreaker. Going to be able to get that proc from that Bork as well. Going to miss that stun. Going to miss the Heartbreaker as well. That's going to be a shutdown onto Akshan. And also going to get that revive as well. Just missing some crucial abilities. Not going to be able to find the second kill or those resets. Going to give that shutdown as well.
Very. If you looked on the map, you saw that Red Mountain was pinging for Baron there. They had assist pings the whole time, and then the jungler ended up getting caught bot lane. He did get a kill, but it doesn't really matter because Akshan was able to get a revive overall. You know, if I was them, I'd try and look for Baron, trying to look to push up more and more waves to try and secure the gold lead. That was a little bit of a weird Indiana Jones move there. I don't know. That just kind of
hook shot goes wide. Doesn't aim at a wall. We do have this Cloud Drake coming up in 20 seconds. Red Mountain looking to rotate for it, looking to get a second soul sweep here.
If we look at blue team right now, there's no way they're going to be able to try and go and contest this Drake. They can't contest, so I would try and go and trade up with Baron here.
Now this is going to be caught out. Force of Nature is going to proc. Going to be able to just get out. Loses the Ghost, however. Still has that ulti.
I think blue team's going to try and look for a Baron here because they know they can't do Drake. They are not rotating up for it. They're just going to keep farming mid. I think it's a little bit of a misplay on their part.
That dragon is going to get absolutely melted down. My mistake there. That was a Hex Tech dragon and giving them Hex Tech soul, much like last game.
Just really, really important, especially for the Sun Pose and Katarina, along with these with MF. You know, this attack speed, this ability haste is just going to be so crucial. They can get the slows along with the Nasus slows. They're going to be able to run down the team really, really quickly and just win the game.
Looks like they're going to melting down this Baron. It's down. It's done. It's over. That's going to be Baron going over to Red Mountain. Might still look for a fight. Going to be clearing out this vision.
Nasus
Three members
gets
of that
3
boost.
stacks.
3 stacks off of that ward. Very big once again.
I mean, it's a matter of 3 stacks is what can kill that Draven with two Qs versus 3. You know,
It's true.
so true.
Might just be the difference maker there. Red Mountain gonna reset, looking for those crucial item purchases.
I don't think Red Mountain will be able to get a tower unless they get a really, really good pick here because they have really good wave clear, especially with like the Lilia, the Draven, and the Heimerdinger. Red Mountain's going to have to try and look for a good team fight, good engage, or they're not going to be able to use this Baron to completion because they already have all the tier 2 towers. They might try to do like a 1-3-1 type of situation here where they're going to try and do 1 top 3 mid and 1 bot. They're going to try to apply pressure in every lane because they know that Nasus can handle himself on his own. Maybe like a 2. They have to send like at least 2 or 3 for Nasus. Trying to send 1 bot. They
Gonna
do not
look
see
for
that.
this. The stun, the Bork proc, the sleep. Heartbreak is gonna be a little bit early, but the unstoppable gonna prevent him from getting slowed. Bowling ball gonna go a little bit wide. Gonna try to cut him off there. Gets that stun. Gets the hex tech. Gets the reset, and that is going to be a double kill onto Viego.
You know, this is what I was just talking about. They can't push for these towers unless they try and go get a really good fight.
The exhaust death grasp. Tried to get that Death Realm, just couldn't. Not enough damage there. Nasus has that Fury of the Sands available. That dive, bullet time, devoured, gonna get taken out of the bullet time, but gonna be able to find that kill nonetheless. Heimerdinger running for his life. That Q doing a lot of damage. That slow coming out as well. The dive, and that's going to be ace for Red Mountain. They are going to turn onto the Nexus. Lilia, the only one up here. 5-second death timer onto the Auction. Gonna try her best here. Gonna get bursted down. So much damage. Gonna be able to find that Auction. Gonna come up. But is he just gonna have to watch as his Nexus falls? 2 seconds on that Mordekaiser. But he will spawn just to watch his Nexus go down. That is game 2 going to Red Mountain.
Overall, Red Mountain just... You know, at the end there, it didn't look like they were going to be able to really do anything with the Baron, and they knew they would have to send 2 top, so they did for the Nasus. So they decided, let's just put 3 down mid. Let's try and get a pick down on somebody that has to come for the Katarina. And that's what they did. They got the pick, and they were able to push for bot tower. And after that, they just had a 3v2 mid lane, and were able to put pressure and get the tower. You know, Tom Kens can just dive super, super well. Overall, 2 really good games by Red Mountain today. You know, some of them had a little bit of hiccups, but they were able to come back, bounce back, and absolutely demolish their opponents.
Very true. Very big top diff today, especially in the second game. A 4-level difference by the end of the game.
Yeah. You know, in the first game, we saw the bot really, really carrying. And then in the second game, we just saw the Nasus with his just pure pressure, just the amount of damage he could do win the game through his macro plays.
Yep. Very true. And that is going to continue Red Mountain's undefeated streak in the season of League of Legends. We will catch you guys for a next game.
Have a good day.